Alright, what's happening everybody? It's your boy Akeen and welcome to the Pro Football Exclusive NFL Blog. As you already know, I'm here to continue my top 5 prospects for each position for the 2012 NFL Draft. Today, I'm going to finally finish off the offensive side with the centers. And I have a decent, okay group to look at for the center position. Only one in particular I believe is going to make it in the first round. Starting at number 5, Michael Brewster of Ohio State. This kid is very competitive and I do like how he works well in open field. I do like him when he gets to that second level, getting to the linebackers, and I think he understands how to angle block when coming into different angles to the defenders. One thing I think he needs to work on is understanding on who to block. He is a decent blocker, but there are times that he just doesn't understand who he should block, and at the center position, you're going to be that anchor man, the leader of that offensive line, pointing out who's going to be that hot player to look at and who to block on different defensive schemes, and I think he sometimes struggled in that department. At number 4, I'm going to go with this year's Remington Award winner, David Malk out of Michigan. He was the Remington Award winner given to the nation's best center. This kid has good experience, and he's a little bit underweight. That little bit concerns me at 298 pounds, but do not let that fool you because he had 48 reps at 225 pounds bench press at the NFL Draft Combine. So this kid is very strong, and his weight pretty much did not bother him too much at Michigan, but I think he needs to bulk up just a little bit because he is going to be playing against bigger defensive linemen in the NFL. At number 3, I'm going to actually go with Philip Blake of Baylor. With his large body, he fits well. It helps him fit well with his blocking ability. Now this kid, he is a talent, and I believe that he has been progressing ever since the beginning of his senior season. He still has a little bit of development in his talent, but I believe because of the progress that he has made, particularly leading towards that Senior Bowl practice week, I think that boosted up his NFL draft status, so that's why I have him at number 3. At number 2, I'm going to go with Ben Jones of Georgia. This kid has a lot of experience at UGA. Ever since he came into campus, he was starting ever since he was a true freshman. With all of this experience, plus he's a true leader for that offensive line. He understands the players that he has in front of him, understands the signal callers. He can be that front leader caller at the center position and be that true leader of that offensive line, and I really like because of his experience. Plus, he's a big kid at 303 pounds, 6'2". The only thing that a little bit concerns me is his speed. He ran a 5.5 40. I think he just needs to boost that speed up just a little bit because he works well in tight fitted areas, but when in open space, he might have a hard time reaching to the second level and getting to that next defender. And at number 1, I'm going to go with Peter Kuntz of Wisconsin. This kid is that premier player that I believe he's going to be in the first round, particularly to the Baltimore Ravens. I really think they need to look at him to replace Matt Burke. They really need some more linemen. Also, they're also looking at an inside linebacker to replace Ray Lewis in the future, but I think they need to work on getting a true center, and I think Peter Kuntz is that guy at the 29th pick for the Baltimore Ravens. He has a big frame at 6'5", 314 pounds, and I do think he works well in open space. Sometimes he's still a bit inconsistent, but he understands his read, and with his size at 6'5", 314 pounds, a lot of people are concerned because of his size. He might be a little bit too tall, but he has an impressive knee bend, which gives him leverage against defensive linemen in the NFL. So that's why I have him as my number 1 player. He just has a big frame, a good leader for that offensive line for Wisconsin, and I really think he's going to be that one center who's going to make it in the first round of this year's NFL Draft. Now I have to give you a couple of honorable mentions. Quentin Salisbury of Mississippi State, he just barely missed my top 5. Also, William Valkos of Alabama, they just won a national championship. He helped open up some gaps for Trent Richardson and protect A.J. McCarron pretty well in the passing game, and I think he's a good honorable mention. Now, my sleeper for this year for the centers for the NFL Draft, I'm going to go with Arizona State's Garrett Gerhardt. He had a pretty good workout in the NFL Draft Combine. Now, he just missed the top 5 as well. I have him at number 7 overall, but he actually boosted up his draft status. I didn't really look too much at him, but after that NFL Draft Combine, I had to go back and look at a couple of old Arizona State games that I kept recorded, and I took a look at him, and he's a pretty good player, and he had a great workout. I think he's going to make it in the second day of the NFL Draft, later rounds, but I think he's going to be a decent center for any team in the NFL. Now, Now, as I said, today was my last video for the offensive side, so on Thursday I'm going to head to the defensive side and give you my top 5 defensive ends. Thank you for watching this vlog from Pro Football Exclusive. I'm your man, Akeem McCall. Be easy.